Well, hello everyone, as I am taking, dang it, let me just move that, okay. Well, hello everyone, as I am taking this video, it is about 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Thursday, September the 26th, 2019, and I am driving from Tennessee up to Russellville, Kentucky right now for the Casey County Apple Festival. Got my little traveling companion here. Oh, he doesn't want to be moved, but you guys probably want to see him anyway. There he is. He's laying in my lap. Okay. Yes, I know. I decided I would go ahead and do a little ride-along kind of talking video. This is something I did a lot of back in my first year or so of the vlog, but then I got away from it. So I've got a lot of subscribers since then that don't know what to expect. I've never seen a talking vlog from me before. But yes, I do these sometimes. And basically this is just going to be a talking video. I'm not going to show any pictures or anything. This is just going to be me sharing my opinion for a little while. So if that's not something you think you're going to like, please don't unsubscribe. Just skip this video and wait for the next one to come out. I'm going to make some good ones about the Casey County Apple Festival. Going to be meeting up with some nice people there. So just wait for those to come out and skip this one. For those of you that do like good talking videos, opinionated talking videos, please stick around. Okay, so now, what this video is going to be about is things that I wish would change about Southern culture. Yeah, I'm probably going to get a few people upset when I say that, but I love living in the South. I've lived here all my life. I like the laid-back feel. I like the wide-open country. I like the slow talking. I like the sense of community. Like if somebody has a death in the family, people from the church show up to that family's house for days with food and hot meals and stuff to help them through their hard time. I love that kind of stuff about Southern living. But there's a few things about Southern living that I think gives us a bad name, and I wish would change. Please just stop doing this. Now, I'm going to repeat again. These are my opinions. These are just one guy's opinions. So take them or leave them, but these are my opinions. All right, number one. Number one is the tradition of naming your firstborn son the exact same name as the father. I know this has gone on for generations. I know it's like a real tradition, but I don't think this should be done anymore. A few reasons why. Number one is we are now in the information age, and when I used to live in Atlanta, I used to listen to a consumer advocate financial advisory radio show called The Clark Howard Show. And it seemed like every day I would hear somebody call up and say that they had named their firstborn son their same name, and now their tax returns were getting crossed up. Your tax returns are not the only thing that get crossed up. Just think about it. This day of things get misfiled. You've got somebody with the exact same address, the exact same name, and things are going to start getting crossed up. Your mail's going to get crossed up, your accounts, your taxes, your phone calls, and not to mention, you can't really even call your firstborn son by his real name because that gets confusing. Even in the household, it would get confusing. So you have to call him by his middle name, or you have to say, let's say it's Daryl. You have to say Daryl Jr. So then, like, when I worked construction around the Atlanta area, it got to the point where if you went on a site and said, hey, Junior, half the crew would look at you. So that gets confusing. Not to mention, if Daryl Jr. gets to 35, 40 years old, are you still going to be calling him Junior? Junior denotes smaller, younger. And once you get this grown man that's still being called Junior, because once a name sticks, it sticks. You know, that starts getting a little weird. And what's Daryl Jr. going to do when he wants to name his son his same first name? Is he going to say Daryl Jr. Jr.? Then we start getting into Daryl Jr. the second. It's a mess. And it would be a lot easier if you just give people unique names that they can have that's different from everybody else in the family. Please just stop doing this. That's just my opinion, but I don't think that should be done anymore. It's a tradition that needs to stop. Okay, number 2. Please stop with the superstitions. And by that, I'm talking about stop refusing to pick up a penny because it's on tails. Or you see a black cat and you go trace 3 X's in the dirt. Or holding your breath as you drive through a tunnel. Or cooking black-eyed peas and collard greens on New Year's Day for luck and money in the new year. This is making us, this kind of stuff is making us look like a bunch of old world hicks. Just stupid. Guys, we are beyond the rabbit foot, wishing stones, and horseshoes. We're beyond that now. Stop doing this. Please. We're beyond this. Stop it. Okay. Number 3 is, this is going to have to do with Southern music and country music in general. There's a lot of country music that brags about the darker side of country culture. And that is the tendency, you know, to go on benders and to stay out late with your buddies and get drunk and get arrested and get a criminal record. And to not only do these things, but also to, you know, I'm proud of my tattoos, I'm proud of my ripped off sleeves, and the fact that I leave broken down cars in my front yard with overgrown grass. I'm proud of it, I'm proud of it. This is something I'm proud of. So that's one genre of country music, but then on the other side of the genre of country music is that sad country music, where my wife is leaving me, I've lost my job, I'm penniless, I'm losing my kids, I'm losing my house, oh, woe is me, woe is me. It doesn't take a lot of common sense to realize that if you're staying out late and not coming home to your wife, and you're getting drunk a lot, which makes you lose your reasoning and get abusive, and you're doing these things that you claim to be proud of, the result of those things is that you lose your wife, your house, and your kids. It's pretty simple. One causes the other. This would be like writing and singing a song about painting a wall red, and then the next minute writing and singing another song about how did this wall get red. One causes the other. I mean, you can make yourself a nice warm campfire on the deck of a wooden ship, and you can toast yourself some nice marshmallows, and you can sing about how nice and tasty these marshmallows are, but your ship's going to sink, and you're going to drown, and you're going to start singing about how woe is me, I'm drowning. It's common sense. You know, just look, a lot of Southern culture has a lot of discipline to it. There's a lot of discipline where farmers will get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and not go on vacation and work hard for years. That takes a lot of dedication and discipline. Why don't you take some of that dedication and discipline and put that towards, I don't know, not getting arrested? Cleaning up your yard? Taking that broken down truck or car that you don't have enough time to work on and just hauling it away, actually paying attention to your kids, actually paying attention to your wife. You know, those things take discipline too. Just, you know, don't be this weird dichotomy of I'm really disciplined and tough and strong here, but then I'm so weak I can't even not get drunk. It doesn't make any sense. It just, that's something I wish would stop, okay? Don't sing about the dark side of country living as though you're proud of it. and don't be shocked when it results in bad things happening to you. Okay, the next one is, I really feel like deep Southern culture is way too resistant to changes in technology. In 2014, I lived in Mississippi for about 6 months, and I went to the local library there, and this was in 2014. Almost the entire audiobook section was still in cassette tape. I mean, I've had people in their 50s in the South that will actually brag and actually boast, like they're proud of the fact that they've never created a Facebook account or played a video game. Guys, CDs have been around since the 90s. The internet's been around about the same amount of time. Video games have been around since the 70s. Resisting these things is not a way of holding on to old-fashioned morals. Resisting these changes just makes you a douchebag at this point. It just makes you difficult. It's not something to be proud of. I mean, and I'm not saying that you need the newest Samsung or the newest iPhone and just be on top of it, but at least try to keep up with the current decade. That's not that difficult. Things have gotten very plug and play and very just user-friendly. I mean, you don't even have to read a lot of times. All you got to do is pick icons now. It's not hard. You know, learn how to use Google Maps. You know, get some kind of messenger. Learn how to use text. At least learn how to use texting. But stop being so resistant to changes as though that is a way of holding on to old-fashioned morals. There's no correlation between the two. Okay. And last of all, some last thing I think should change about Southern culture is that for decades now, I've been hearing jokes at Southerners' expense. I've been hearing about how Southern people are nothing but a bunch of stupid, uneducated, barefoot, constantly pregnant, rundown house inbreds, and they're just stupid. And the country has been laughing at Southerners for decades with this stereotype. And I'm not trying to buy into the whole snowflake, be offended at everything mentality, but I think it's about time for Southerners to start standing up for themselves. And when you hear these stereotypes and these negative things said about Southerners, I think it's time for Southerners to start standing up for themselves and telling these people to shut up. Because it's really not true anymore. The most tolerant state that I've ever worked in was Alabama. I'm telling you. In Alabama, I do a watermelon festival out there, and I have mixed race couples that will sit down and their Latino friends are like, oh yeah, he's getting a drawing. And nobody cares. It's one of the most, I hate to use the word progressive, but it's one of the most progressive states I've ever worked in. And it's Alabama, the place that everybody thinks of as a bunch of stupid hicks. They're a lot of times more on top of the times than you would think. And it's time for Southerners to stand up for themselves and say, you know, stop it. Find something else to joke about. It's enough. It's enough. So that's the last thing that I wish would change about the South. So that's all of them. Guys, I'm going to reiterate one more time. All of these things are just my opinion. And that's all. Take it or leave it. Just know it's just me. That's all. Just one man's opinion. If you guys have liked this video, though, please don't forget to go ahead and hit that thumbs up like button. Leave some comments. Subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure to ring that bell icon so that you'll start receiving notifications. I don't know if you actually will, but you're supposed to. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one.